Therefore, since we also have such a large cloud of witnesses surrounding us, let us lay aside every hindrance and the sin that so easily ensnares us. Life is hard. Both Christians and non-Christians alike share the feeling of being trapped in the darkness. Whether it's through the wickedness and evil of our own hearts or the wickedness and evil of the world around us, we often find ourselves in dark places. The truth is, sin so easily pulls us in. Romans 7 talks about doing what we don't want to do, that sometimes we walk ourselves into the darkness when we don't want to be there. I know in my own life, sometimes I forget this, that sin is a snare that I easily just continue to run into. Anyone who's ever dealt with addiction or habitual sin in their life knows what this is like. To feel like you're repeatedly being shoved into the ground, shoved into the darkest place. Sometimes you begin to surprise yourself with how easily you're fooled. We are weak and we are vulnerable to fall into temptation and into sin. And since I forget that sin is easy to fall into, I start being critical of myself. I forget that Jesus experienced every temptation known to man. He knows what it's like to be tempted. He knows what it's like to be in a world filled with brokenness and evil. When he was on the cross, he was the one that felt the weight of sin. But because he dealt with the weight of sin, he walks with us. The point I'm making is that Jesus understands how easy it is to fall into sin. It's not new. It's not a surprise that we fall into sin. It's easy to fall into sin because we're so weak. And by no means does that justify sin, but I think Jesus has a lot more compassion on us than we give him credit for. He experienced all temptations, but through the Father, he resisted and he was strengthened. And in the end, he conquered sin. Thanks for watching.